Well, we're going to turn to this legal debate now. Disturbing information coming out of the Drew Peterson trial. A witness testifying that Kathleen Savio told her that Peterson once broke into her home, grabbed her by the throat, and said, "Why don't you just die?" A month earlier, apparently Savio told the same friend that Peterson said he could, quote, kill her and make her disappear. Now, that all happened a year before Savio's body was found in a dry bathtub at her home, a gash at the back of her head, but it was ruled an accidental death. Rebecca Rose Woodland is a trial attorney. John Manuelian is a criminal defense attorney. Rebecca, you say this case is open and shut.
I think so. I mean, I can't imagine how any jury would hear this information and not find this man outright guilty. He even has his sons coming into the courtroom to support him. Any juror, knowing what we know about this man over the course of the last years, one wife dead, another wife missing. Come on, this man is a sociopath and a serial killer, and I am so happy that the judge allowed this hearsay evidence into evidence.
John, you represent the defense in your cases. You have the same opinion.
Of course, I have the opinion that it should not be allowed. I think a prior bad act is prejudicial, always prejudicial. This is a controversial law here in the state of California, and obviously Peterson's going to have a really tough time blocking this out or unringing the bell in front of the jury.
What's your strategy then?
Yeah.
If you were getting this hearsay evidence and the judge is allowing it in bit by bit, he's ruling each time, as Rebecca pointed out. Peterson has his sons coming into the courtroom, sitting with him in the front row, talking to him. I'm sure there's a strategy behind that as well. So as the defense, you're seeing this goes on. What's your strategy when it's your turn?
It's simple, Jenna. You put on people that are going to say good things about your client, good character evidence, maybe perhaps the sons. The sons are supporting Peterson, so perhaps they could be witnesses in the case if they're not excluded from the trial already. I mean, who better than to testify than the decedent's kids? And if these kids take the stand and say, my dad would never do something like that, those are points for the defense.
Interesting, Rebecca. What do you think about that? Could the sons provide such a powerful testimony that could outweigh some of the hearsay of a girlfriend saying, I think I remember once in school she mentioned this to me? How powerful is the testimony from the family?
The testimony is incredibly powerful by her friends, because apparently her friends broke down on the stand, hysterically crying. They had to take a recess. So, hearing this sort of testimony, when a jury hears women say, well, my friend told me he came and he strangled her, and showed the details. She showed her friend, look at my neck, look at what happened. We also have evidence, the pathology report, as we just had up on the screen with the graphics. It is inconsistent with falling in a bathtub. I mean, there is so much evidence against this man that his son sitting in the front of the courtroom, I sincerely hope, do not affect or sway the jurors to make them feel bad for someone who I just do not think has a decent defense here. I think that the prosecution is so strong, there will be no way the defense can overcome it.
Well, is the defense, John, that he's just a good guy, that he would never, ever do this? Or is the defense that he has a solid alibi and there's absolutely no evidence tying him to the crime scene?
The defense, Jenna, is the burden of proof. Can the prosecutor show beyond a reasonable doubt that Drew Peterson committed these acts? That's all. It doesn't matter whether we're suspicious of him, whether we don't like him, whether he may have done it, maybe he did it. The threshold is the highest level of certainty required under the law, and that's what the defense needs to show. They cannot meet that burden, and therefore he needs to be found not guilty.
Interesting. We'll see how this develops. Each week there's a new story, something new that comes in. We appreciate your expertise, John and Rebecca. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.